Good morning, Year 5. It's Mr. Turnbull here, and this is another maths lesson. Today is Thursday, the 4th of February, and we're going to be looking at converting units of measure, following on from yesterday's lesson. Similarly to yesterday, this video will be split into two sections. The first part will be Miss Slater's class, and the second part will be my class. You'll be able to find the correct part of the video because when it comes to my part, you'll see the red Mr. Turnbull's class. Now, if you're in Miss Slater's class today, your learning objective is to be able to convert between meters and kilometers. Here is your in-focus task for today. It says that after 20 minutes of a 10-kilometer race, the boy on the left has completed 7 kilometers and 20 meters, and the boy on the right has completed 7.2 kilometers. And the question is, who was ahead in the race after 20 minutes? Can you use yesterday's learning to try and help you complete this? Is there anything we can do similar from centimeters to meters to kilometers and meters? Have a quick look, pause the video. If you feel confident about having a go, have a go. If you do not, I'm going to model what you've got to do on the next part of the video. Continuing on, this is the week of key rules, and here is another one. If we can remember all of those key rules that we've learnt this week, we're going to do really well with convert and measure. So if we look on this slide, 10 kilometers is equal to 10,000 meters. If we divide that by 10, we can work out 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is the same as 1,000 meters. After looking at this, could you go back to the in-focus task and have a quick go? If not, continue on with me. So after taking this rule into consideration, we can work out this boy's distance ran so far quite easily, because 7 kilometers, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters, times 7 gives us 7,000, and we already have 20 meters here as well, so it's 7,020 meters. Okay, sorry, it's quite hard to draw on here. Right, now if we have a look at the other one, 7.2 kilometers, this one is a little bit more tricky. We've got to look at this bar model. So we have 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. So 0.2. Remember when we get to 0.1, when we get to 1, it's going to be 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. So 1/5 of a kilometer is what we're looking at, isn't it? Because 1 kilometer split into these 5 sections gives us the 0.2 in each section. So if we divide 1,000 by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we get 200 meters. So 1,000 divided by 5 gives us 200 meters. Then we simply have to add them up. We know that 1 kilometer here is 1,000 meters. Therefore, 7 kilometers would be 7,000 meters. And then we need to add our 0.2 on, which we now know is 200. So we have 7,200 meters. So which one is greater then? We can see down here 7,200 is greater than 7,020. Therefore, the boy who has ran 7.2 kilometers has run the greater distance at this stage. So this is the guided practice part of the session. Now after this video, I'd like you to pause it and I'd like you to have a go. But first, I'll model what I want you to do, okay? So what I've done, which I think is always good practice and something you should do as well, is I've made a little note of my key rule. So at the bottom, I've got a little key that says 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. You can also add other ones if it really helps you as well. So the question is, how far is each place from the others in meters? Now there's lots of different combinations you can do. Try and do as many as you can, and we'll have a look at some different answers on the next part of the video. Let's have a look how I want you to do it then. The first one, museum to city hall. I'm not going to do that one, I think you can do it on your own, but let's have a look at a harder one. Okay, let's have a look at this one. We're going to go from city hall to station, and it says 1.3 kilometers. Now we know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, so we know that this part here is 1,000 meters, and we are left with 0.3 kilometers. Now 0.1 kilometers we know is 100 meters because it's 1,000 divided by 10. So if 0.1 is 100 meters, 0.3 is 300 meters. So our answer would be 1,300 meters. Pause the video at this point and see if you can have a go at a few different combinations on here, and we'll have a look, see if you're getting them right on the next part of the video. Let's have a look through the answers then, and if you did get any of these ones wrong, don't worry about it, just go back through the video and see if you can have another go. Okay, so we'll have a look at the answers. The first one, museum to city hall, again we know that 1,000 meters is the same as 1 kilometer, so 3 is just 3 times that, which gives us 3,000 meters. Now these, I'm going to go through this one that we did again. We worked that one out, that was 1,300 meters. Now these ones were a little bit tricky, and I purposely gave you a bit of a challenge there. Now we're looking at a different decimal place. Now we know that 0.1 is 100 meters, but if it's 0.05 it means it's half of that. So these 0.05s are worth 50 meters. That was a little bit of a trick question, that one, but well done if you got it right, and don't worry if you did not. We can try some more as we go through our questions on Teams. So here are the worksheets that you're going to be completing today. Remember, this is very similar to the one on the left is very similar to the one that we've just completed together. Key things to remember: if it's 0.05, it's half of 0.1, so it gives us 50 meters. Okay. Good luck, Miss Slater's class. I'm sure you'll do brilliantly with this. I will attach a problem as well, a challenge. Have a go of that, and I look forward to seeing your answers on Teams. The next part of the lesson will be for Mr. Turnbull's class. Okay, good luck. See you next time. Okay, my class, our learning objective for today is going to be able to convert units of measure, and we're going to be looking at meters and kilometers. Here is our in focus task. It says that these 3 people ran on the treadmill for 45 minutes each. One ran 4 kilometers and 90 meters. The next girl says I ran 4.9 kilometers, and the last girl says I ran 4,009 meters. Did they all run the same distance in 45 minutes? Now what I'd like you to do is pause. Can you, before we go on to it, think of any key rules? We did this last year in year 4. So can you think of any key rules that you could use to solve this problem? If you can, stop, have a go. If you're not sure, then follow on straight away with the rest of the video. Okay, so hopefully using your prior knowledge from last year, you were able to have a go at the in focus task. The key thing to remember, I think, is this one here that I'm putting an outline around. 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer, and 100 meters is 0.1 kilometers. So using this knowledge, we can work any of these out. So one of the values was already in kilometers and meters, so we had 4 kilometers and 90 meters. So let's try and convert them all to the same, and that's what this slide is showing. So the first one, 4.9 kilometers. We know that the 4 is worth the 4 kilometers. And then 0.9, we know 0.1 equals 100, so we times this by 9, and it gives us 900. So this value is 4 kilometers and 900 meters. And finally, the last one was in meters, so 4,009 meters. We know that 4,000 meters equals 4 kilometers, and then we have 9 meters left over, so it's 4 kilometers and 9 meters. So they all did run different distances. Moving on then, if we're going to compare the different measurements, it says I write the distance in kilometers. Now we know that the girl ran 4,900 meters, so we're going to compare this one. So this is how we do it. Again, I've got the key rules at the side. I would encourage you to do this when you're completing your own work, and it runs you through the different calculations you need. So you've got 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer, and 100 meters is 1/10 of a kilometer. So 1,000 divided by 10 gives us 100. So it's 1/10 of a kilometer, and this is the same as 0.1 kilometers. Now this boy ran 4.09 kilometers, and we can see here 0.09 is the same as 90 meters. So the girl ran further than the boy. We could also do it the opposite way around, so we could change the measure so that they are both showing meters. Now again, we've looked at this one, 4 kilometers and 90 meters. If we were to convert this into meters, we've got 4 kilometers, which gives us 4,000. And then 90, so it's just 90 left over. So the total would be 4,090 meters. This girl here, she ran 4.9 kilometers, so let's change that into meters, and we have the calculations down the side. We have the 4 kilometers, which gives us 4,000, and 0.9. Again, 0.1 is the same as 100 meters, times that by 9 gives us 900, so we have 900 meters. 4.9 kilometers equals 4,900 meters. This gives us an easy way to compare. If we can convert the measure to the same units, then it makes it much easier to compare different distances. So here is our guided practice task for today. Now what I would like you to do is, once we've finished this part of the session, I'd like you to pause the video and then have a go at these ones. If you feel really confident and you want to have a go now before you get the input, that's absolutely fine. You can pause now and you can check the answers as they show up later in the video. If not, stay with me and we'll have a quick run through. So guided practice, complete the table. Okay, so all we have to do here is use the skills we've just learned and convert these into different units of measure. So what I would do is I would go back to the other slide on the previous part of the video and get your keys up to really help you when you do this. We know that 3 kilometers is 3,000 meters, and we know 0.7 is 700 meters. So this one would be 3,700 meters. Okay, I'm going to see if you can have a go in kilometers and meters yourself afterwards. Okay, on the bottom one we have to arrange the distances from the shortest to the longest. So again, choose the unit of measure you're going to have a go at, convert them all to the same, and see if you can put them in order. And remember, we're arranging them in order from the shortest to the longest. Pause the video now and we'll have a quick look at the answers when you come back. So here we have our answers. Let's just run through a few of them. So 3.7 kilometers we said was 3,700 meters on this part here. And then to change that into kilometers and meters, we've got 3 kilometers and 700 meters. The next one, we had 8,750 meters, so let's break that down. The 8,000 gives us the 8 kilometers, and we had 750 meters. 0.7 gives us 700, and 0.05 gives us 50, so we have 8,750 meters. And you can see that on the end in kilometers and meters as well. Now this one, it was given in kilometers and meters, so we had 5 kilometers, 250 meters. So that was 1 kilometer equals 1,000, so 5 is 5,000, and we had the 250 meters. Now in kilometers, it was 5.25. Remember, 0.05 is 50, and 0.2 is 200. So we've got 5.25 meters. On number 2, you could have converted the units of measure whichever way you wanted into any of the options we have here, in kilometers, in meters, or kilometers and meters, and then you should have put them into this order. Remember to show them in their original form, so 1,009 meters was the shortest, 1 kilometre and 90 metres was the second shortest. Third was 1.75 kilometres, and the greatest distance, or the longest distance, was 1.9 kilometres. Hopefully you got these right. If you don't, feel free to go back through the video, use the keys again, and have another go to check over your answers. So these are the worksheets that I will be attaching to Teams for you to have a go at. Remember, use the advice I've given you, go back through the video if you need to, and write down the key information. So for example, 1 kilometre equals 1000 metres, 0.1 kilometres equals 100 metres, and so on. Use the keys that were there earlier on in the video. I will also attach a challenge to Teams, and I really look forward to seeing your answers. Good luck Year 5, and see you next time.